Joining me now is Alfred Kemepadu, Secretary General, Ijaw Youth Council Worldwide. Thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast. Now, one begins to wonder, year in, year out, we get these reports of pipeline vandalism, especially in the Niger Delta, and you look at the amount that has been channeled into that region, and seeing also that that is what brings or produces or generates rather 90% of Nigeria's revenue. One wonders, do the people really understand how critical these assets are to the nation and that they should actually be safeguarding it?
Yeah, the people understand. It's actually it's the federal government that is not sincere about solving the problem.
When you say the federal government is not sincere, how do you mean?
You know, there are different approaches to solving problems all over the world.
Absolutely.
One of the ways I had proposed was what the acting president said: deploy the modular refineries and get some of these people who are involved in these illegal activities to get legal about their activities, which is not different from what we have in the north, where they give people mining licenses for gold and other stuff, you understand, which will contribute to the economy. Another thing again that we also need to do, the federal government needs to begin to look inward. By that I mean the federal government needs to begin to encourage indigenous companies in the Niger Delta. I can give you a critical example of one of the indigenous companies in the Niger Delta owned by one of our Niger Delta engines, TN Jackridge Belema Oil. It has been able to safeguard since its uptake of the OML 25, you understand, you discover that because of the number of jobs that it has provided around the region and the communal ownership, the sense of owning it within the communities around that environment, you see that you will never hear anything like vandalization of pipeline or anything around that area.
So that is the crux of this issue.
Yes, because number one, you know, the people are always provoked when when explorative activities take place, but with little or no attention to the communities.
Now, but according to a report, Shell Livewire says that it has trained about 7,000 Niger Delta youth in enterprise development and has provided startup grants to about over 3,000. Isn't that something?
Over what period of time? You know, some of these things are fake statistics from Shell. Don't believe Shell. Let me also tell you something. We're talking about bunkering activities within the Niger Delta. I can tell you that what they are amplifying now can be less than 1% of what is bunkered out of the Niger Delta. The real bunkers in the Niger Delta are IOCs like Shell.
Really?
Who drill the oil, declare what they drill in the Niger Delta, export it to the IC and take it out of Nigeria. Nobody is talking about that. Shell and other related companies are good at even blackmailing companies who have capacity. Like I just told you about the Belema Oil, OML 25. Within just how many years of operation, only that company has provided about 4,000 jobs. Many other thousand associated jobs. We're giving about 1,500 scholarships within the past 3 years. The Shell you're talking about of 7,000 has been existing since before I was born. You understand? So Shell is not a yardstick with respect to what is obtainable. See what we need to do, not only for the Niger Delta but for Nigeria. We need to begin to look inward. We need to begin to encourage and develop our indigenous companies, because see, sometimes...
So, and you're confident that this will actually check the activities of vandalism?
It's not about me being confident. The facts are there, you understand? I'm telling you that, like, since Belema Oil took over the OML 25 within the Kola axis and everything, because of the employment, you know, there is no longer capital flight, you understand? Because of the employment it creates, the amenities it's creating for the communities, there is not a communal ownership of these facilities within the area. So you wouldn't even talk about vandalism in that area. So we need to encourage justice. And far and above that, don't forget that you can't even talk about security of the Niger Delta, which is vandalism is part of insecurity. You can't talk about the security of the Niger Delta without the deployment of industrialization. And that is why you need to encourage local companies who have local competence. After all, the Shell and other IOCs you are talking about are companies from other places who have come in. So we need to develop to take charge of our space so that even the tax and the revenue remains within the space. The country. Yes.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much, Alfred Kemepadu, for your time on TVC Breakfast.
Thank you.